It started with a dare, like most terrible things do. 4 teenagers, Kevin, Maria, Josh, and Lily, sat at the edge of town on a cool October night, their flashlights pointed at the old cemetery gates. The air was heavy with mist, and the trees looked like twisted hands against the moonlight. "Come on," Josh smirked, tossing a rock at the gate. "Everybody knows about the ghost playground. None of you have the guts to find it." Maria rolled her eyes. "That's just a story." But Lily, the quiet one, spoke up in a hushed tone. "My grandmother told me about it. She said children who vanish in this town, they play there forever." The others laughed, but Kevin grinned. "Then let's prove it's fake." And so, with flashlights in hand, they slipped past the iron gate, their sneakers crunching over dead leaves. The path twisted behind the cemetery, darker than it should have been. The mist thickened until the world felt like it was closing in. And then, they saw it. An old playground. The swing swayed slowly. The rusty slide gleamed under the moon. The merry-go-round spun lazily, as if someone had just jumped off. "What the hell?" Josh whispered. Kevin smirked and strode ahead. "It's just old junk. Watch." He sat on the nearest swing. The chains shuddered, and the swing moved on its own. Back and forth. Higher. "Stop pushing it," Maria snapped. "I'm not." Kevin yelled, gripping the chains. That's when they saw it. Tiny handprints appeared in the dust of the second swing seat, though nobody was there. Lily whimpered, "We should go." But the merry-go-round began spinning faster, creaking louder, until it whirled like a carnival ride. A giggle echoed from nowhere, sharp and childlike. Then, something long and pale slid down the rusted slide, landing with a wet thud. A small figure, its limbs too thin, its eyes too dark, crawled to its feet. The children weren't alone. Figures began stepping out of the mist, dozens of them. Children in torn clothes, with hollow eyes, their smiles stretched too wide. Some dragged broken toys. Others just stared. "Play with us," one whispered. Kevin tried to get off the swing, but the chains twisted, binding him tight. His flashlight dropped to the ground, beam shaking as he screamed. The children laughed. Maria grabbed his arm, but her hand passed through the chains as though they weren't real, only Kevin could feel them. The slide groaned, and another figure slid down, grinning with sharp teeth. The merry-go-round spun so fast the metal squealed, and shadows clung to it like riders. "We have to go," Lily cried. They bolted, but the path behind them had vanished. Only mist. Only more playground. They ran to the sandbox. The sand was black, wet, reeking of rot. Something wriggled beneath it. Then, from the seesaw, a shape rose. Not a child. Taller. Crooked. Its skin was pale gray, its mouth cracked ear to ear. The children gathered around it like worshippers. "The keeper," Lily whispered, trembling. The figure's voice rasped like broken glass. "One stays. Always. One stays to keep the game alive." Kevin screamed as the swing tightened around him, digging into his skin. The keeper's grin widened. Maria, in desperation, picked up a broken doll left in the dirt and hurled it. The doll hit the keeper, and for a moment, the thing froze, shrieking as if in pain. The children scattered. "Run!" Josh yelled. They sprinted through the fog. For a brief second, the cemetery gate appeared again, faint and far away. They reached the gate, lungs burning. Kevin was gone. The swing still creaked behind them in the mist, echoing faintly. The three who escaped never spoke of it. But every night, When the fog was thick, Maria swore she heard the faint creak of chains outside her window. Weeks later, a search party found Kevin's shoe near the cemetery. But not him. Never him. And the playground. It wasn't there anymore. Only graves. Only silence. Until the next foggy night. They say if you listen closely, you'll hear children laughing behind the cemetery. If you follow the sound, you'll find the playground. But be careful, because every game needs new players.